Wipe my screen really fast. All right. Morning, guys. It's a start of a new week, new work week at least, here in the Fort Worth area. We worked last night at the Dallas haunted house, the junkyard haunted house in Dallas. Pretty good. We got a lot of progress. I got to show y'all some pictures. I got to show y'all what it's looking like right now. I'm impressed. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, it's looking good. Positive about it, that it is looking good. We got this cool alien Romulus room going on right now that we just finished yesterday. That's looking incredible. We're trying to get it get it built up like that. While I'm working yesterday, I get a phone call. Last night, actually, I was working in the haunted house. We had, five people helping us out last night. And I get a phone call from a business owner in junk removal. And he says, Ricardo, we're going to expand our junk removal business. And I'm like, dude, what? In this slow economy, you're thinking expanding? And he says, yeah, we're thinking of expanding the junk removal business. And we want to dispatch our phone calls to the Philippines. And I'm like, huh? Whoa, what? This is going to be a short version video, actually. This is my second lap already. Indio, good morning, man. What's up, buddy? So, dispatching his phone calls to the Philippines. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you why why my business why my business has expanded, why my business has grown. I'm going to give you some examples of why and how I did it. And when you're in other businesses, it's very important that you have to be there in those businesses. I can remember when I was young, I worked as an assistant manager at a restaurant. And if the owner, Oscar, wasn't there working with me or working alongside me, always problems that I couldn't solve. Only the owner knew the things that worked the whole business. Oscar only knew that. And he told me something that was really important. He goes, Ricardo, you want to keep a very profitable restaurant? Come to work every day. Come to work every day. And the day you want to close your restaurant and file bankruptcy and cease operations, let someone else run your restaurant. And he told me that, and I always took that to heart. And I told him, and I remember asking him, what are you talking about, man? You can't let somebody else run this? He goes, no. Only a no owner, only someone that takes pride and hard work in their business knows their business. Only somebody that actually cares about their business knows every part of that business to run it. From the phone calls, to the vendors, to the customers that walk in, and greeting the customers when they walk out. People love that, man. People actually love that. Good morning, HD Solutions. And he taught me that at a very young age. And Oscar Calderon was one of the best owners I ever knew. He had a very successful restaurant. He opened another restaurant, got very successful. He ended up getting a divorce and he lost his restaurants. But just talking to him and communicating the restaurant business helped me know business more, right? And one of the most important things that I remember is when you answer the phone, and it was true. One time he goes, let me show you something, Ricardo. I'm going to show you something. We walk up to the front desk. I said, you watch this girl at the front desk. answer the phone. And I said, okay. And then you watch me how I answer the phone. I said, okay, but don't say nothing, okay? So we sneak up to the front desk and we just up there and we're pretending we're doing something. The phone rings and she picks up the phone. Oscar's, how may I help you? Uh-huh. Okay. I'm not sure, ma'am. Let me check really quick. Okay, on Sundays we're open from noon to 5 p.m. Yes. And the kitchen, I guess the kitchen closes at this time. I remember the conversation she had clearly. And I always remember that. And then Oscar says, you see that, Ricardo? No confidence, not sure of her phone call. Let me show you how to answer the phone. Phone used to ring off the hook all day. Phone rang like 5 seconds later. And Oscar says, hey, let me take this phone call. Let me take it. And he answers the phone. He goes, oh, Oscar's Mexican restaurant. How may I help you today? Oh, yes, ma'am. Well, no problem, ma'am. Yes, we have to-go orders. Of course we do. And we can serve you any which way. Yes, you can come in or I could take your order over the phone. Yes. Well, if you get online, you can look at our menu and then you call back and then I'll take your order. Or I can tell you what's on it. And he goes off and he just tells her what she can get and he places the order. The knowledge and the information he knew about his restaurant, the information he knew about his menu was second to none. He rang her up at $66. I remember that day. This was a long time ago, and that was expensive. That was a lot of food. $66. Oh yeah. And I just remember when he picked up that phone, the confidence he had, the sales that he has was incredible, right? His sales technique was really, really good. To the lady on the phone and how he pushed the sell. Do you want a dessert? Could I get you 2 to-go drinks? And he sold the to-go drinks. I just couldn't remember so much of that phone call. How good of a person he was to this customer. The knowledge that he knew about the menu. And this is getting back to what we're talking about. If you're expanding your business and you want to grow your business, the last thing you want to do is hand your phone calls to somebody else. The last thing you want to do is to give the number one thing, the rule of thumb, is the sales phone calls. That's the last thing. You never, ever want to give that up to another company or another person. I answer all my phone calls. 99.9% I answer all my phone calls, unless the phone's sitting there and I tell Orson, pick that up. But I pick up every stinking phone call. It's my business. It's my baby. Oh, Ricardo, you're never going to expand your business. I'm going to teach you a lesson. Stupidity, ignorance, not having knowledge, being incoherent and ignorant in business. Okay? Ricardo, how are you going to grow your business if you don't get someone to dispatch that work? 1-800-JUNK does it. Well, I'm not even close to them. Junk King does it. I'm not even a micro, like a chip on, like a bug on their windshield. Why can't you do it? I'm going to tell you something. junkguysdfw, Junk Guys brand is in San Antonio. It's in Houston, San Diego, Tampa Bay, Rio Grande Valley, Washington, D.C., Junk Guys Frisco, Junk Guys Aledo, Junk Guys Arlington, Junk Guys North Texas. Well, I don't know what that is. To me, that's called expanding the business and growing the business. Now we're looking to open in Phoenix pretty soon. Washington pretty soon. Washington State, not Washington, D.C. We're already in Washington, D.C. I've been doing this for over 17 years. And in those 17 years, I've answered almost all the phone calls that came over my phone. If you think you're going to dispatch somebody from the Philippines and they're going to answer the phone and talk like you talk, I don't think so. Don't you hate it when you call like GoDaddy and it gets transferred to somebody in another country? I hate that shit. Well, let me help you up. Turn on your computer and then I'll show you how to do it. That is one of the worst things that you can call for support, is when it gets transferred over to somebody else. If I'm not going to be answering the phones, what else am I going to be doing? Just working all the time? What? Doesn't make any sense, man. Doesn't make any sense. Calls are limited during the day. As I work full time, I always send a text and pick up when I can. Still run 4-6 nights a week. Oh, I hear you, man. You know, in your case, that's totally different, HD Solutions. You know, that's totally different. You have another job that actually makes good money, you know what I mean? That's totally different. But in this business, if you're running this full time, I should have said that. You know what I mean? If you're running this business full time, you have to be there full time. If you want to grow and expand your business, you better darn well believe in it. You better be answering the dang phone. You're the best salesman your team's got. You're the best salesman your whole business has. You are the number one salesman. There is nobody else that is better than you at selling. Nobody from the Philippines. And plus, why do you even want to handle that other bill? They charge about $800 a month to $1,000 a month to answer your phone calls, depending on how many phone calls you get. And then you give them every kind of little information about your business. You have to waste your time by teaching them about your business. And it's just tedious. To me, answering the phone is one of the best things I'm good at. Selling, I'm a professional at selling. Now, I'm pretty sure if you work for somebody else, another company, your company, and then I say to you, hey, let me answer your phone calls all throughout the day, you're going to just like wince. You're going to, man, he doesn't know shit about my business, you know? But handing over your business to an outside contractor, I'm going to tell you something, it's a decline in business. It's going to be 100% decline in business. And that's a fact. That is 100% fact. There's no way possible that an outside contractor can do the same job that you're doing. And don't think it's right. And there is junk removal companies that do it. And trust me, give it a few years. You think they've been in business for 10 years? Impossible. Hold on one second. You think those companies have been in business for 5 years? Oh my God. You know, this is pretty funny. I saw a video the other day of a junk removal guy who did this business for 2 years and he sold his business. He sold his business, you know, and he said, yeah, I sold my business. I got rid of my dispatch and everything. No, dude. No. I talked to you on the phone. I invited you to the summit and you told me yourself you were getting rid of your business because you had one job. So this guy is a popular, honestly, he's not even that popular on YouTube. This guy does YouTube videos, okay? He does YouTube videos. And he did YouTube videos for a while. Now I'm saying this story so I can relate back over to it. This guy does YouTube videos and he just started back up doing YouTube videos recently. And he's talking about his story and why he got rid of the business, because he sold his business. You know, he sold his business. Well, this is pretty funny. Last year, I knew the guy. Last year, I picked up the phone and I called him and I invited him and I said, hey, brother, my name is Ricardo. He goes, oh, I know who you are. I said, listen, I've seen some of your videos. I thought it was kind of interesting. Do you want to come and talk at my summit? And he said, oh, Ricardo, man, thank you so much, dude. I would love to, brother, but you know, I would love to, and I'll still do it. Only, let me just tell you where I'm at right now. I haven't had a job in 3 months. He told me that. He told me exactly like that. I still do not. I haven't had a job. I've had one job in 3 months, he told me. He has one job in 3 months. And he said, yeah, well, I'm thinking of closing down. I got to get rid of this truck. blah, 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 yada, yada. He goes, I don't think I'd be a fit for your thing unless, we don't tell people people that. And then it'd be crazy if I went to your summit, spoke, and then 2 months later, I'm out of business. And I was like, yeah, you're right, dude. I said, well, listen, I just thought about it. Maybe you'd be great for the people, blah, blah, blah. And I started thinking, I said, no, this is a bad idea. So, of course, I did not invite him over. And we just, we talked and we got off the phone. Here's his problem, okay? His calls declined because he had another company answering his calls. I asked him what was one of his downfalls. He goes, Ricardo, I can just remember doing 2 jobs every day. And then when I dispatched it, we were doing like 2 jobs a week. And I was like, man, could I keep on doing it? I knew the guy would get better at dispatching his call, blah, 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 yada, yada. He comes out with some video that he sold his business. Sorry, guys. See, I know the inside information on this. He got rid of his business. He got rid of his truck. He put his truck up for sale and sold a $70,000 truck. When you put a truck for sale and it's $70,000, you did not sell your business. You sold your truck. Y'all saw me sell my minis. I sold some of my minis last month to some dude. I sold them. I did not say I sold my business. Yeah, I didn't say that. One of his biggest downfalls, my friend who does the YouTube videos, was the fact that he was dispatching his phone calls to another country. Someone that had no identity in his business, someone that had no real knowledge about his business. And he just hands it over to some people in another foreign country to answer his phone and make his sales calls. Yeah, I don't think so, man. That's not really how it works. I'm going to read one of these messages. HD Solution says, it's hard because I make more money in a day than I make in a week some days, but my full-time job is guaranteed. That's the hard thing to leave until I have a big enough nest egg saved. One day it'll be, yeah, you got to take your time. That's the goal sometimes. Yeah, definitely. This was funny. So last night we were building a haunted house, and let me tell you who showed up. But this is great, HD Solutions. Side note, because I'm about to end this video. Okay, so that's first of all, I'm going to get to that just now. I said somehow you don't ever want to let someone else answer your phone calls, okay? Now, that's enough of that. Keep your business. If you want to expand and grow your business, you answer the phone calls. You be the best salesman. Nobody's a better salesman than you. Okay. So last night, my mom, she came. We worked on the haunted house last night from 7 o'clock at night till 9 o'clock last night. And we worked for 2 hours. We busted our asses. Oh my God, we were working so hard. We got another maybe 50 feet in the haunted house last night, which was awesome. Yeah, we only need about 500 more feet. So, hey, we're chipping away every day. Okay. So with that said, I want to tell y'all something. My mom, she was sitting down. She got tired. My mom's old. She's like 79, something like that. And she was sweeping up last night. My sister was working. David was working. Orson was working. We were all working in the haunted house. There were 5 of us. And my mom sits down, and I walk up to my mom. I said, Mom, you look tired? She goes, I get tired. So old. I get tired. I'm like, I hear you, Mom. She said to me, Ricardo, don't you love what you do? And I said, no, I told Mom. And she goes, no, with the haunted house. I said, yeah, I like the haunted house. She goes, as my son, I love the fact that you can hire your own brothers and sisters to work with you. You can't do that in any other job. And you give your brothers and sisters and their kids an opportunity to make money off something that you like. And I was like, yeah, that's right. And this is the same thing that you were talking about, HD Solution. You're wording for that day for financial freedom. Though, you know what freedom is, bro? I started thinking about this last night. My mom really put it in perspective. Freedom is when you can start a business that you can hire your brothers and sisters and their kids. So David, we call him BD. We call him Baby David. That kid is tall. He's not a baby, but I mean, we grew up as my brother's son. So good morning. So my brother David, not even his kid, never mind. Well, he is my nephew. So Chase, who's getting? So my sister Emily was working last night, and her son, baby David, we call him David, baby David, we call him BD for baby David. He was working last night too, and the kids graduated. He's going to college. He's in college right now, first year in college. And he came last night. He worked. Hey, Ricardo, you know, he called me Theo Richard. Theo Richard. You know, he always called me Theo, which I kind of get used to. And he was working last night, and he was hustling. He goes, man, I can't wait for the hunt. I said, bro, I need you. And I had a talk with him. I pulled a really good talk with him. I said, David, listen, I'm going to expect more from you for this year. We're going to be about 30% more busier than we were last year. And he goes, yeah, I bet you are. And he said, I expect more from you. Don't give me less. And he goes, hey, I'm going to work hard. I told him, you're going to be your manager in your section. You're going to take control of these kids that we hire. And he was like, I'm ready, Ricardo. And giving him that responsibility made me really proud. Now, he is my sister's son. Now, my sister, she works too. She works with us. And David, her son, BD, works for me too. And it was really cool last night because my mom put something in perspective to me. She said, isn't it nice that you can hire your family and your friends to work with you, your family to work with you? You have that financial freedom to do that. And I was just thinking last night, yeah, in October, I'm going to have that financial freedom to hire my brother, my sister, her son, my other brother, his kids, 4 or 5 of his kids, my older sister, and her daughter. She works with us too. And that's really a big step for anybody. You know what's crazy is that, and I want to say this because we're talking about that financial freedom, I guess that's what we're talking about, right? God, it's so hot. So it's gonna be a hot one today, and we got a big job on the schedule. I'm gonna use this button. This one will open them all down at the same time. And it's such a good feeling when you can do something like that. But my mom kind of put that in my perspective. You know what I mean? Do you enjoy your job? Yes, I enjoy having the haunted house and making a lot of money in the haunted house. I do love that. I love that part. That's awesome. That's a good part of the business. But Maddie, who works in Frisco, who's been I don't know what's going on in Frisco, but Maddie's been so busy in Frisco, Texas. Oh my God, this kid, most of his jobs are done in the Salina, Aubrey, Prosper area, Pilot Point. I mean, this kid works in those areas. And he makes all this money. I mean, he's been making more than me. I've been kind of slow, but in the last 2 weeks, I've been really busy. And today I'm busy too. But just the last few weeks, I've noticed I've been a lot busier. Just putting things in perspective. Maddie, he works for me. He's my son. Financially, he is set. My brother works with us. David Hernandez. Emily Hernandez works with us. And her son, David Hernandez, too. Maribel Hernandez, her daughter, Emma Hernandez. We all work together as a family. My mom works with us. I'm going to have to pay my mom if she lifts a hand. My wife works for us one time a year. All these people with us. Heather Hernandez works with me. And it's just a cool feeling to have all these people to work with you in your business. It is a really great feeling. And that right there, HD Solutions, Green Solutions, let me say that. That is one of the greatest feelings, having that financial freedom. That's a good feeling. Having a family business that can help everyone around. Isn't that cool? Yeah, my mom she was happy last night. She sends me these emojis every night and every day. She sends me these emojis. So I'm going to call her right when I get off the phone and just tell her how much I love her and I appreciate her so much. Anyway, guys, I will talk to y'all later. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the thank yous and everything. You know, this video wasn't about that. It was honestly about, having someone answer your phone calls. Don't do that stupid mistake. Don't ever do that stupid mistake. That is the dumbest shit ever. I'll talk to you everybody later. Bye-bye, guys. Have a good one.